Hello, and I'm here to give you your real estate market update for April 2025 in under 5 minutes. So I'm going to talk fast. So here we go. Let's dive into this. Mortgage rates. So mortgage rates actually have kind of been fluctuating a little bit here in the last week. You'll notice though, month over month, they're about the same. But earlier this week, mortgage rates ticked down into the low sixes. And then they ticked right back up to the mid to upper sixes by the end of the week. So something to note here is there's definitely going to be a lot more market volatility when it comes to mortgage rates, especially with everything that's going on with the tariffs that President Trump has putting in place. The stock market and the bond market really don't know what to do with all this. So until this all starts to shake out, don't be shocked if mortgage rates, could fluctuate 0.25% or even 0.5% in the course of just a few days. So keep that in mind when you're out there looking to buy a house. It could affect your affordability a little bit there. New listings currently for sale. So new listings about flat compared to last year. And this is for Lorain, Cuyahoga, and Medina counties. So the interesting thing, though, is the number of available active listings is up, and I would say significantly. So it's up 22%. So it might not feel like it, but in certain markets in our Northeastern Ohio, there's a lot more inventory this year than there was last year. Not a ton. I shouldn't say a lot, but there's actually about 22% more, which we're going to get to what's that really look like in the big picture. But number of homes going under contract is actually up from last year, just a little bit, 2.5%. So I'd almost call that flat. Number of homes sold, though, those homes that actually transferred title is down slightly. So it's down about 10%. The difference between pending and sold is pending means they've gone off the market. Sold means they've completed the sale. I mean, they've gone all the way down to closing and transferring the title to the new buyers. For the last couple of years, we've seen a lot more homes not make it to the sold, where they've gone pending and either the inspection didn't work out, the financing didn't work out, buyer got cold feet, whatever. So we have seen a lot more of that tick up, especially last year. It was really high at this point in the year. And we're going to continue to keep an eye on that to see if that trend of homes going under contract but not closing is still way higher than it normally was. Average sale price is still trekking up. It's 8.4% this year versus last year. I did not put the rolling 12 on here, but the rolling 12 months, so meaning the last 12 months versus the previous 12 months, that is actually up about 7%. So we're tracking at about 7%, 8% appreciation year over year. So it's still a great time to own a home because the values are headed up. And if you're on the fence waiting to buy a home, you might get priced out if you continue to wait because home values are not slipping, at least in Northeastern Ohio. Homes are still selling fast. On average, they're selling in about 51 days between the time they go active and the time they go under contract. That's a little misleading because what we're really seeing is homes are either going off the market in days, like 2 or 3 days or 4 days, or they're selling in 90 days or 80 days. So there's like almost two markets here. It's either selling immediately or we're seeing kind of sit in the market. Still a strong seller's market, even though things are not selling, let's say, as fast as they were, meaning, we don't have as many transfers this year as we did last year to date. Like I said, 2 or 3 slides ago. The interesting thing, though, is we still are a strong seller's market. We're still tracking at a little over 1 month's worth of inventory. And in the realtor world, if we have between 3 to 6 months worth of inventory, that's what we would call neutral market. And today's market is still a really strong seller's market. If I were to put the graph up there from, say, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, we were tracking at like 0.6 months worth of inventory. And that was an insanely strong seller's market. So it is still a great time to sell a house. And it's still a great time to buy again, because if you're in a situation where you have to buy and you're sitting on the sideline because you're worried about the interest rates, again, you can price yourself right out of this because these homes are getting more and more expensive. Recap, rates, again, still in the mid sixes, which if you look at what rates have been over the past 30 years, that's still a great rates. Homes, they're still predicting, and I'm on board with this, that we're going to sell about the same amount of homes in Northeastern Ohio this year as we did last year, which is historically low. We're still having low inventory, but appreciation rates are in that 6 to 8% range. And the wild card is these tariffs. Exactly. We're not quite sure how this is going to continue to affect mortgage rates, the economy, that kind of thing. So keep an eye out for that. So if you have any questions about what exactly is happening in your neighborhood, let me or your favorite Ed Huck Team Realtor know, because real estate is micro geographical, right? So you could have one suburb doing one thing and another suburb doing another. So reach out to us. We're here for you. Enjoy your week.